there. Do you ever wonder what is your game plan that you have going on for your business? My name is Kevin, and I'm from MaximizingEcommerce.com. I help people build e-commerce businesses that they can be proud of. And in this video, I just want to talk a little bit about, what is your game plan and what does that look like for you and your business, and talk a little bit about some of the strategies I've been using for my own business and the game plans I've been coming up with. And this is a topic that kind of came to mind the other day. My wife and I actually were at a hockey game for the it was the Red Wings from Detroit, because my wife is from Detroit, Michigan, and the home team actually was the Florida Panthers out in Sunrise, Florida, which is funny. It may kind of look like, I don't know if you can tell by the camera, it kind of looks like it's sunrise outside, but it's actually sunset. Sunrise is about an hour and a half south of where I'm at. It's right outside of Fort Lauderdale. But anyway, 2 NHL hockey teams. And I was thinking about, when you're a sports team, we'll use a little bit of a sports analogy because I think this fits in with the concept of a game plan. In sports and business, it works pretty similar in the fact that you're going to play the game, so to speak. So the game may be selling on Amazon or on your own website, or building an email list, or whatever game you're playing. It's good to have your plan in place, but know that things could change, because as Mike Tyson once famously said, everyone's got a game plan until they get punched in the mouth. And I think sometimes we, at least I know I'm guilty at times, get too concerned about having like this perfect game plan, that the concern that we're going to get punched in the mouth and it's so bad that we don't want to play the game at all. So we just don't even come up with a game plan. We just kind of use it as an excuse not to do it. But the reality is, we should have some level of flexibility in our game plan, that, there's always going to be something that comes around the corner after we launch, or we try something different, or just, thinking that the past is going to predict the future. It can help us predict the future, but it's not necessarily going to guarantee what's going to happen in the future. I think it was Dwight Eisenhower, and this is not a sports quote, but I think he famously said that once you get to the battlefield, so to speak, the plans you come up with are useless, but it's the exercise of planning is invaluable. And it's not quite exactly on that way I would look at it in business. Maybe in the battlefield it is. But in business, I would look at it as, you got to keep taking shots, and you got to keep trying new things, and realize that you're going to have to shift your game plan along the way. So the Detroit Red Wings, I'm not a big hockey aficionado, so understand whatever analogies I give here are probably not the best hockey ones, but they didn't take a lot of shots, especially in the beginning of the game. So they ended up losing 6-1, and at one point the Panthers, the home team, they had 3 times as many shots on goal. So it's another famous saying. I don't mean to make this video all about famous sayings, but you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So whether that's, launching to begin with, or launching a new product, or trying a different advertising campaign, or trying some new strategy to, drive traffic to your listing, if you don't try it, it's definitely not going to work out. But if you do try it and things don't go to start with the way you want it to, you can always shift that focus and that game plan. Because, far too often we just let that, I'm going to get punched in the mouth, so I don't want to do anything, dissuade us. But you know what? If the punch is coming at you, turn your head, or, you can dodge it or something. I mean, there's things you can do so that you're not having to worry about, what's going to happen to you. So I would say whatever your game plan is, realize things are going to change a little bit along the way. And if you've had that happen to you, or you've had some sort of game plan and something changed, leave me a comment down below. Curious to hear your thoughts there. But yeah, definitely it's all about trying different things. Like, so for example, if you're selling just in the US on Amazon, maybe you could try selling internationally. And, just to give a quick plug, if you're thinking about selling in Canada, you could go to canadachecklist.com and put together a checklist for you to help you know step-by-step what the steps are. But just in general, it's all about having a game plan and realizing your game plan can shift. So talk a little bit about some of how I game plan things. I like to think of things in the sense of, game plan for the day. What are the tasks I need to accomplish, and what's the biggest task I need to accomplish? And know that I almost never get to everything I intend to accomplish in a day. I also try to look at things in the sense of a week. What are the things I'm trying to look at, and like maybe plan themes for certain days. And then also, a month and even a quarter. And I think sometimes having 90-day sprints, like what are the things I really want to focus on? Like right now I'm trying to focus on getting better processes to manage the financials in my business, and also to work on getting more content out there. So, content for my blog, for my brand. And that's all very important stuff. And knowing that that's kind of a theme helps me when I'm looking at what am I doing for the week, what am I doing for the day, what am I doing for the month. Having kind of a grand plan, and like the game plan when I'm looking at for like I'm sure like if a hockey team's looking at what's their season going to look like, it's going to be a lot less specific than what's the game plan when they're actually planning for a game. And then maybe for like, to compare it to a day, like, they have they have periods, 3 periods in a game. So maybe at the beginning of the period, they have a game plan, and they have to maybe shift a little bit, and then they have to shift a little bit. So maybe from day to day, you shift yours. But at the same time, too, you don't want to throw your plan completely out of the mix, because at the same time, too, maybe things are going okay, but it's not enough data to decide. So maybe you run PPC, and then if you've been running PPC campaigns for a while, you can't just like make drastic changes after one day. You have to give it some time, and that's kind of the same thing with the game planning in a sports game, or the game planning you have. If it's not PPC, it's other things. You got to give it time before you decide whether it's successful or whether to pivot, because it's not like in basketball, for example. Like if you have the ball and you want to pass it to the other guy, and you pivot to look to pass it to the other person. That's an immediate decision. There's a lot of immediate decisions we have to make, but sometimes knowing in that game plan what are the things I'm going to focus on, how much time am I going to give myself before I decide whether or not to pass the ball, or whether I'm going to change my PPC bids, or add more keywords, whatever the case is. We're looking at it, what's the big picture, and then we break it down more specific, especially when we get down to more, week by week, day by day. So hopefully you found this video to be helpful. Just know that, things change in your game plan. In fact, I wasn't going to originally do this video in my car. I was going to do this, I just want to throw this little thing out there. I was going to do this video at the arena, but I got there and we were there early and there weren't very many people around, but you know what? The music was loud. I was like, this video is going to be shut down for like copyrighted music and no one's going to hear me. So I'm like, I'll just have to do it, at a later time. So I'm doing it now in my car. So hopefully you found this to be helpful. If you did, please give us a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, please consider subscribing so we can let you know when other videos come available. And also, again, if you have any thoughts on how you run your game plans for your business, or any questions on that maybe I can help answer for you, or that maybe someone else can help answer for you, leave a comment down below. And if someone left a question and you can help them, please feel free to do that as well. So have a great day, and I wish you the best. And as you go ahead on your e-commerce journey, take care. Bye-bye.